Welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to be doing a stock analysis of Baidu. Now, if you don't know what Baidu is, it is a Chinese company and they're basically like the Chinese Google. And they both have something like Waymo. They of course have Apollo, the Baidu self-driving. Then they have something called Baidu AI Cloud. This is a bit more like the Microsoft version of it. They also have something called Ernie, which is more like a Chat GPT. And then of course they also have a Baidu Maps. So it is basically like an Internet of Things company from China, and Baidu is by far one of the best in China of it. And I have to say, I like this company quite a lot. Now, as you can see, this year it has risen quite nicely. As you can see, ever since August, it was lying quite flat until that point, but as you can see, ever since then, it has absolutely exploded. Now, we did recently see quite a turn down. As you can see, it fell quite hardly. And that is, of course, because there was talks about tariffs again, which, of course, took air out of the balloon in the stock market. Now, if you look at a broader spectrum, as you can see, if we make each candle a day, as you can see, sometimes we do see these huge spikes and then they fall down and spike again and then they fall down again. So currently it is actually quite cheap compared to how it has been earlier, and I must say I am a huge fan of Baidu. I have to say that. Now, I don't own any of this stock, I have to say that. That's primarily because I'm a technical investor, and recently, as you can see, that's been in a falling trend, and I don't like it when they rise so rapidly, because then often we see the same thing that has happened here. As you can see, it rises quite rapidly, and then once again it falls quite rapidly. So it takes the stairs up, but then it takes the elevator down. So always be careful. Now, the beta in this company is, however, quite low. As you can see, it's only 1.17, so it is almost as volatile as the average index. But currently, it is a bit too volatile, as you can see this up here. And we have also been in the overbought territory, and we have also been in the oversold territory. Now, if you don't know what that is in the RSI. And the RSI is a relative strength index, and this shows if it's a bull or a bear trend. So if it's between 30 and 50, it's in the bear trend down here. This means there are more sellers and shorters in the market, and when we're down here below 30, there's a lot more sellers and a lot more shorters in the market, and it's more volatile when down here. Now, when we're between 50 and 70, we're in the bull market up here, the bull trend. This shows the stock is going upwards because there are more buyers in the market, and when it's up here, we have a ton more buyers. But it is a lot more volatile when up here or down here, because often when it's up here, it falls rapidly. No, it rises rapidly, and then it can also fall equally as rapidly. When down here, it has fallen quite rapidly, but of course, it can fall even further, or it can have the reverse effect where it rises quite rapidly. So even if you're shorter or a buyer, when it's down here or up here, the volatility is much higher. The market cap of this company is quite large. As you can see, it is a $4.3 billion, of course, which is quite nice. Now, the earnings recently have been guiding downwards quite a bit, but of course, overall, it's still nice to see them making that kind of money. Now, they don't pay out in dividends, and that is not unusual for companies like this. But as you can see, they are making in the billions and billions of dollars, and it is quite nice. And ever since 2022, as you can see, they have increased their margins by quite a lot, which is, of course, nice to see. Now, if you look at the revenue, as you can see here, how do they make their money? And the Baidu Core, that is what I was talking about earlier, which is the search, their maps, and so on and so forth. Then we have some other services down here. Now, as you can see, there are only in China, of course. We also see international, but that is so little that we can't even take it into consideration. That's because there are also in some other Asian countries, but to be honest, it is not even enough to put it on the map here, as you can see. Now, the overview of this company is quite nice. As you can see, we do have quite a lot of debt, but we have a lot more cash on hand, which is, of course, nice to see. Now, something I also like is we have basically no closely held shares, which is amazing. And this is, of course, investors and maybe a CEO who has some shares they can't sell for a given period of time. And that is, of course, something we love to see. As you can see, the price earnings is 11.17, and the price to sales is 2.33, of course. As you can see, if you look at it annually, as you can see, it has actually been quite a lot higher earlier, as you can see, and currently it is quite low. So that is what I mean, is it is a very cheap company at the moment, and I have to say I am a huge fan of Baidu. Now, if we look at the performance, as you can see right here, the seasonal, let's just take the past 10 years. As you can see, some years are quite nice, but overall it hasn't been the best company, and that is because we have seen quite so much time in the Chinese stocks these past few years. But I do think we are in a golden era for Chinese stocks coming once again. Unless, of course, we do have the whole problem with Donald Trump and the tariffs, but overall, I am a huge fan of China going forward. Now, technicals for the stock, for the day it's a neutral, and for the month it is actually a buy. That is because even though it has had this fall, the overall is still upwards, and we haven't even seen a death cross yet. As you can see, we did see a golden cross back here in the 18th of August, and of course the moving day average of 50 is trending downwards, but overall it has to cross this yellow line here, and I doubt we're going to see that happening. I do think we're going to trade a bit more sideways and then upwards again. Now, the 1 year estimated target is actually quite conservative. It is only up by average up by 8.3%. But the analysts on this are quite amazing. 22 strong buy, 4 buy, 11 hold, and only 1 strong sell. And I mean, to be honest, I'm a huge fan of this company, as I've been saying. So this, of course, is quite a lot, but it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest, if we're at this 175, maybe 200 within a year's time. Of course, I'm definitely going to buy into this company if we can see some sideways trading, even if I see a bit of downward trading, but overall just sideways, because I want to see we're going to have this price range, and then I'm definitely going to buy into it. Now, annual earnings, as you can see, we're trading a bit down this year compared to last year, but then we're estimating more and more and more, and in 2028 we're guiding up by a ton. As you can see, the revenue as well, I mean, just look at this, absolutely amazing, just guiding upwards and upwards. But as I said, I do like this company, and they're one of my Chinese favorites in the AI realm. I do like them quite a lot because of their AI cloud division. And that was my analysis on Baidu. If you like this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And of course, if you want to see more videos like this, please leave a comment about the company which was analyzed in the comment section below.